On this episode of NSFW, I am joined by the illustrious Justin Robert Young. It's just the two of us. We talk about what's in our hearts, what's on our minds, what we're afraid of, and where things are headed. It's all coming up on this episode of NSFW. Also, there's a murderer. Maybe.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for NSFW is brought to you by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
This is NSFW episode 156, recorded on December 4th, 2012. So I hired an axe murderer. This episode of NSFW brought to you by Pond5, the world's stock media marketplace. If you're a media maker looking for video, photos, illustrations, music, sound effects, After Effects templates, or 3D models, check out Pond5. And for an exclusive 50 free stock media files, go to pond5.com/NSFW. This episode of NSFW brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace, the fast and easy way to create a high-quality website, blog, or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, head on over to squarespace.com and use offer code NSFW12. And they recently launched a developer platform offering complete code control. Just like that, it is go time for NSFW, that new show full of wind, the new sauce for the Webernets, the show, the one that's nominally safe for work. How low will you go, beautiful party people? That's the question I have for you. I'm Brian Brushwood, joined as always by the better person, my older brother, who happens to be like 8 years younger than me.
Alexander, our older brother. He went out on a great adventure.
It's Justin Robert Young. Hey, man, what's up? So who's our big guest today? It's you and me and...
You want to know what? It's Buttwind. That's who our guest is. Oh, Butt H. Wind. Candidate for mayor of Chicago, Illinois.
I believe you're talking about me, Buttermus Wind. Buttermus Wind has no time for your shenanigans. I thought I told you I received your emails from the NSFW show, and I'm afraid I will not be available.
Mr. Wind, we did schedule
Buttermus Wind has no time for shenanigans or tomfoolery. There's stink winds on the horizon, and Buttermus Wind will be no part of them.
Okay, well, you're spending a lot of time here for somebody who doesn't want to be on the show, Buttermus Wind.
Buttermus Wind has time for two things, and that's telling people he doesn't have time for them and for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Old reruns of the show. I also like the one with, what's her name, Vieira. Elizabeth Vieira. Buttermus Wind.
Well, look at that. No one's a guest tonight. For those of you who are listening to the audio podcast, Buttermus Wind was really just a voice Brian was doing. He wasn't.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. We got lots to talk about. First of all, we have an update on the Star Search that we're doing. I refuse to call it American Idol. It's clearly Star Search. And we also...
You know what I always found my favorite part of Star Search was Ed McMahon briefly announcing fractions.
35.
It's like the 8-year-old who twirled the baton 3 3/4 stars.
Now, what was it? The fraction that freaked you out, or delighted you?
It was always, for some reason, he just announced the fractions with such vim and vigor. It was always frightening. He thundered down with these fractions.
He's like, give or take, E over pi. Congratulations, one in something. I have no idea
also, it was funny for the black kid with the jazz tap act. Always had to think in his head what, did I win? Did I not win?
Wow. Okay. Well, before the whole audience decides to accuse you of being a racist because you make the black kid have trouble with fractions.
He's a child, Brian.
Hey, man. So, look, you are a well-rested individual who took a lot of plan and time. A lot of plan. Plan, of course, being the drug of choice among kids today. I'm going to take a plan. And they inject it. And then their eyes roll back in their head. And then they start writing stuff down. You definitely are the weirdest I've ever seen you.
What?
Just saying.
Like, because I look pretty weird in front of you. Like, I've definitely been close to blackout drunk.
How much have you slept in the last 24 hours?
All right. I got a solid hour and 50 minutes in my bed.
That's good.
And then
that's good.
I got a real solid head against not the flat of an airplane, but the corner of an airplane. 55 full in the air minutes between San Francisco and Los Angeles.
Dude, do you not take a pillow with you? You got to take pillows with you when you go do these. What about earplugs? Do you take earplugs?
Nope.
What? You're an idiot. Earplugs are like sleeping plugs for your ears. They're like...
I don't have a problem falling asleep. Like, I can do it. I can, will, and do fall asleep very, very easily on planes. However, there was just not... I wish they would have just circled from L.A. back to San Francisco.
Can I tell you, like full on
so I could have
legit?
been sleeping longer.
Like that affects which flights I take out in the morning. It's like I want the first flight out from Austin to be the longest one because that's the one I'm going to get sleep on. I always take the first flight out because delays happen. It's like a domino effect going forward. So you always want to get the earliest flight you can, except unless like the next flight out has like a 4.5 hour jaunt. Then it's like do that. Also, you should take barbiturates. I found that helps.
To be honest, like I know a fair amount about drugs. If you told me, Jerry, go find some barbiturates, I don't even know if I could bring anything back.
Barbiturates be downers.
Barbiturates be downers?
Yes, that's the way it was taught to me in school. Barbiturates are downers, and then accelerants? No, that's for fire.
Barbiturate sounds like someone who just won the presidency of Haiti.
Trying really hard not to. Okay, can we? You know what? That's a segue. That's the first thing I want to talk to. How much can we talk about?
About President Barbiturate Philippe?
Yes, Barbiturate Philippe and his new magician burning policy that he has, not in Haiti, but their next door neighbor over in Dominican Republic. Because you're
Hispaniola neighbors.
Dude, you are the center of a genuine media firestorm right now. Like ABC be playing.
Jesus, Brian, poorly chose words. Holy moly.
Okay, firestorm. Yes. Okay. You're in the middle of a hurricane that doesn't kill anyone.
A hurricane of fire. No, all right. So here's the deal, and it's not a laughing matter because a friend of ours. Have you met Wayne? Do you know Wayne?
You know what? I know him by reputation, and it's one of those weird, tender moments where it's like I know of him, and everything I've seen of him is amazing, and by all accounts, he's one of the good ones. And Magic, and make no mistake, Magic is divided into complete f-up a-holes and Wayne Houchin. Those are the two categories of people there are. And so, and the fact, and I was confused when I heard about this. I was like, why did I not hear about this? Because of course I was getting tweets from Daniel Garcia, and I went to Wayne Houchin's Twitter, and the first words like an indictment, like a condemnation of me personally. Twitter's just like, you are not following Wayne Houchin. And I was just like, but Wayne is following you.
Oh, Brian.
So I instantly followed Wayne Houchin.
And now this, in his hour of need.
Well, I joined him in his hours of our need. Go ahead.
Let's dial it back and just explain what the hell we're talking about. So many of you might have watched a show on the Discovery Channel a few weeks ago called Breaking Magic. It had 4 magicians on it. I believe the only American was Wayne Houchin, who's a great magic inventor. He's invented a lot of really, really cool stuff.
Super talented.
Amazingly talented, a great performer, great lecturer. He's a great, awesome dude. And this is something I talked about a little bit on the live stream I do on Saturdays. But I mentioned it and I brought you up, and I'd be curious to just.
And we should go ahead and drop a plug for Jury Saturdays. Every Saturday.
That's coming up because I'm turning into a podcast.
All right,
so
go ahead.
We'll
so okay,
that comes up.
Forget you ever heard of Jury Saturday.
Yes, forget it. Strike it from the.
It never happened, and it definitely does not happen every Saturday. And Jury definitely doesn't announce it on his Twitter feed, which is at JustinRYoung.com.
Yes, and it's soon to be a podcast. I have a podcast art. I just need to get off the road and get it done. So He just appeared on television. 16 days later, this thing happens, and we will get to in a second what that thing is. But Brian, allow me to ask you this. What does getting on television mean to a young working magician?
Oh my God, no, it's great. It means your face is in front of millions of people, and it increases your ability to book the back end. You know, that's to get that work, get those corporate gigs. It builds your credibility, and it's extremely important. You don't make money doing television, right? You think you don't make money on internet? At least internet, you at least see the numbers. On television, they just shrug their shoulders, and they're like, I don't know, something math, here's $2 and a taco. And so it's like, it's all about the back end.
Okay, yes. But, and you know, you have publicly said Scam School came from your desire, a failed television project.
Yes, thank you for calling me a failure, right to my face. I'm right here. I'm looking at you.
All right,
you
I'm
call
sorry.
Me a
let
failure
me back it up. That's my B. That's my B.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And by B, I mean my support for barbiturates Philippe. Welcome to everybody. Big Haiti party.
Barbiturates. He's not a downer. Stop saying that. Go ahead.
All right. But I mean, you've worked hard. You pitched other programs since then.
Television. Okay, television is crazy and legitimately psychotic. It is my frustration with the television business is what caused me to start a career on the internet. It's what caused me to start with Brian Brushwood on the Road, that eventually became Scam School, that begat BB Live show, Weird Things, NSFW show, Frame Rate. All of those come from a deep-seated a need to relate directly to the fans without any of the craziness that happens on television.
And I only say that just so I can get everybody to understand what the drive is and what it means to somebody to appear on Discovery Channel. And for whatever would happen, be Break Magic a gigantic success, or that's the last it ever graces.
And by the way, I mean, can we expose a little thing? I got contacted by those folks who do Breaking Magic, and I personally did not make the cut, and Wayne Houcha did, and I'm thrilled for Wayne that he got the gig. I wanted to be a part of this thing, and it didn't work out. And it's like, as much as I resent the craziness of television, I still very, very much want to be part of it because it's very much the top of everything.
Absolutely. 16 days after he does get that call up to the big leagues,
he wins. He won. He because it's like not only do you have to get the gig, you have to shoot the gig, and they have to like the gig enough that they put it on national television where millions of people will watch. He won the game.
Yes. Now, he's down in the Dominican Republic because every single year, him and a bunch of other magicians, many of them Dominican, and a few of them are not, but everybody's good friends. They go down there each year and they perform. They do a big fat magic show in a place that doesn't get a whole lot of big fat magic shows.
Well, and keep in mind, this is not just like they go and do a show. It's like they go down and they pull out all the stops and they make this thing the biggest magic show the Dominican Republic has ever seen. It's like we're going to choose this country that we believe is underserved in high quality magic. We're going to present them with 4 or 5 of the greatest performers in close up. We are going to give them top of the line performances across the board, and we're going to blow their mind, and this will be the thing. And they nailed it. They killed it for 3 years in a row.
Absolutely. They do a great, fantastic job, and they've been there. They were there and all pitched in and helped after the earthquake down through Haiti, and were instrumental in helping to get supplies from the one end of Hispaniola to the other. For those of you who aren't good at Caribbean geography, Dominican Republic and Haiti are on the same island.
They're a chimera, the two of them together. They're like a fusion.
Wayne is on a television show that isn't the Curacao show. That's a live show. He's on a television show afterward with BJ Bueno and his wife, Fran, who also does an escape act with him. The host of that show, which is, if you go to iTricks.com, you can see we have a bunch of stuff about this, up to and including the video of what happens, which I will get to in a second, and more specifically to what I'm talking about now, what this show is. Imagine Miss Cleo. Then stop imagining things and take out Miss Cleo, because that's basically what the show is. It's a face-up, like, cable access quality program.
Oh, you're talking about the show he appeared on, not the actual.
Not Curacao.
Okay, it took me a second there. Go ahead.
Yes, not that. Later on, like 2 days later, he's on this show. The guy who's hosting the show is also the producer. Says to him, and now this is stuff that isn't.
Now he's not the usual host, right? Normally there's another host, but this was his day to be on.
He does, like, he's a fill-in host. So basically, when the one chick doesn't want to do it, he does it. He tells Wayne, and now this is right from his mouth, because there's been confirmation today from the Associated Press, so this isn't rumor anymore, that he wants to offer a blessing to Wayne. He asked BJ to get a bottle of, it's called Florida water. It's a alcoholic cologne.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And to pour, he hands it to Fran, Wayne's wife. Wayne's wife pours the Florida water in his hand. So now he has a puddle of an alcoholic substance, right?
Sure.
Then asks BJ to light it on fire.
Now, keep in mind, this is one of the few parts of the story that I can relate to, which is like when we did the thing over in Indonesia, there's an awful lot of being shuffled over to this place where there's a bunch of cameras and being told, you're going to introduce the top 10 videos of the day. Do your best to pronounce these and not be offensive when you do it. It's like there's a lot of going with the flow, and you trust your handlers, you trust the people around you, you trust the hosts that you're dealing with.
Yes.
To be leading you in a sensible direction, right?
That sensible direction was this guy throwing the flaming alcoholic cologne on Wayne's head, engulfing it. And the only way that I could say it to people in the audio version for which you would get an accurate description is that it is like what happens when Danny Ketch touches the gas cap of the Ghost Rider motorcycle. This is what happens to Wayne Houchin.
Dude, no. That's not even like an exaggeration or an over-the-top parallel that you're drawing. Like his face, full on.
You can show the video. Show the video on okay. for the video.
All right. You go ahead and set it up, and I'll show it. I'm gonna go to your YouTube. It's youtube.com/Justin R. Young, right?
Yes. But I'll go to iTricks is where we have all the information.
Okay, iTricks.com.
He is burned over 80% of his head and face, his hand, his arm. We have pictures of that Wayne sent us. It's horrific. It's horrific to watch, and it's insane to think of where he came from only 16 days earlier. So it's now, according to the latest on this, and this is from the Associated Press, who's spoken to this guy. There's a bit of a question on when
they talked to the actual guy. They talked to the dude.
They talked to the host. They've talked to those, and now, according to the Associated Press, there is a arrest warrant out for the host. Now, that's a little weird because I've heard that there's been an arrest warrant for him since the day after it happened, but I'm not an expert on Dominican Republic law,
right.
So
sure.
Who knows?
By the way, on the iTrix site, the first thing that I see is a link to the ABC footage, but the ABC footage is mainly what's posted on your channel. So I'm actually all the way back to, here we go, graphic footage of Wayne Houchin being burned on Dominican Republic television. Take a look at this. Now here's what's so unreal about it, and I understand why there's a debate. And there shouldn't be. I mean, very clearly, these guys knew the motivation and what happened here. But it's like it's so unreal from beginning to end. And we'll kick it over to the chat realm here and see what they say. But look at this. Oh my God. Okay, well, there's first of all, there's
a lot of cursing.
Probably should have thought about that part before we started playing it.
Yeah, and listen, it's somebody getting hurt. So,
well, and first of all, and there is one moment that I do believe, and I mean, I don't want to spoil the end here, but there's one brief moment.
I mean, the guy we already said, but the damage that happened to his face.
Yes, but there's one moment that Wayne Houchin definitely sounds like a goddamn pimp, as he just sort of just says, "I need to go to the hospital." Like, there's that moment.
As he's loosening his tie. Yeah, no.
Yes.
Listen, you can go see the full video. We're playing it right now without audio. It's horrifying to look at, and made even more infuriating when you kind of see what program this is and just how low rent and ridiculous it is. And it got me into a full lather. If it weren't for the fact that I am so tired.
Wait.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Dude, how do you deal with that? How does that happen to you? And your response is, I need to go to a hospital. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, he's obviously in shock. He's an inspiration, really. I mean, Wayne is just amazing for how he's gone through this. He's been relentlessly positive about everything. He's been the opposite of bitter or angry, as anybody would be absolutely justified to be in this situation. So it is an incumbent on people who like Wayne and are friends with Wayne to be outraged for him. And allow me to just say this. If it weren't for the fact that I'm so tired that I want to my natural instinct is to burrow into the floor of the Radisson and sleep like a mole.
Sure.
I would be screaming and yelling about the fact that in this Associated Press article that interviews the man who lit Wayne Houchin's head on fire deliberately without provocation, says he's mad at how Wayne has been categorizing the event, saying they're treating me like a criminal.
Okay, you know what? Here's a nutty idea. Here, you know what? Let me do him a favor. Hey, on the off chance he might be watching NSFW. Hey, bro. Understand, might be confusion as to why you're being treated as a criminal. As your counsel, I suggest it might have something to do with the fact that you did this to a man's face. Maybe, just maybe, the fact that you threw flaming, burning fire in the face of a guest, maybe, just maybe, has something to do with why you're being treated like a criminal. Because, nutty enough, just maybe attacking people for no good goddamn reason makes you a criminal. That's just my suggestion.
I mean, listen, I know, and there's a lot of really, really good long-time chat realmers and Diamond Club people that I'm watching the chat room now that want us to kind of move away specifically from the video and the pictures of the aftermath. And I do apologize that in what is normally a comedy show, where we just talk about silly things, and R.L. Stein shows up, and Iris Sockman, is a funny character, that in that show we are talking about something serious like this. And I mean that honestly. I'm not trying to be glib or anything like that, because this isn't the place for that. However, NSFW has always been me and Brian's sounding board where we can talk about and do whatever we want. It's been a real hard thing to not only cover this, but watch a friend of mine go through it. A lot of people in the chat room I see are saying, do we attack this guy?
No.
Chat realm Diamond Club has never been about the negativity. This is
Right.
why the compliment bomb is what we do. Or
I'll tell you
we
what,
celebrate
if
our
you
own
want to
silliness.
do anything, if you want to do anything at this moment, if you're so enraged by this BS, then drop a Twitter to Wayne Houchin and just say, "Hope you get better, man. Very excited that you look as though because all the reports are, Justin, am I correct in understanding this, that he looks to make a full recovery?"
Yeah, he's still in the Dominican Republic getting medical treatment, and he looks like he should make a full recovery. All of the burns there were only first degree, so he shouldn't have any kind of permanent damage. However, if watching this, you want to send a little love to him, I know he's watching his Twitter, so go ahead and hit him up at Wayne Houchin on Twitter. And if you want to throw a few ducats his way, if you go on iTricks, the post that has all the pictures of the damage also has links to a couple people that are doing drives to help Wayne, because obviously he can't be out on the road making money when he's getting better. So I think Paul Harris is doing something in the Academy of Magical Arts. One is an address where you can send a check. The other you can put some money in online. So listen,
and keep in mind,
that's
if you detect that this story is unusually sensitive to Justin and I, well, then congratulations. Welcome to the School of Obvious. You clearly have passed the course. Yes, it means a lot to Justin and I because this is the world that we live in, and it's a bizarre world where we don't get things like big businesses taking care of us. We have to pay for our own health care, and we have to survive, and if we're not working, we're not making money. So the thought of something like this happening where somebody's completely taken out of commission is just about the most terrifying thing that somebody like Justin and I can wrap our minds around.
The School of Obvious, I do want to point out, does accept transfer credits from Scam School.
That's true. Okay, it's all the same school when you think about it. That's the touche, sir. Well played.
All right, there we go. Take care, Wayne. He's the best ever. And do me a favor, if Wayne just got a deluge of a ton of diamonds telling him to be better, it would definitely warm my heart, and I think I could speak for Brian in that.
Yeah, and by the way, somebody in the chat room is shouting, "Come on, make it funny." No, we're not going to make anything funny about somebody having flaming oil thrown in his effing face, especially when he's a friend of ours, friend of the show, and somebody who very easily could have been me, somebody who plays with fire all the time. This is way too real, and if NSFW is about nothing, it's about me and Justin and our authentic opinions, including our authentic opinions about the fine folks who make NSFW possible.
Yes, Brian. People like...
Oh,
People
no.
like...
This is you turning to me and assuming I've read the document of who's sponsoring this episode.
Brian Brushwood, here to tell you why this product is one of a kind. Brian, take it away.
Justin, I haven't looked. Hold on. Let's find out which of our five friends.
Look when you see the great value in this product. Brian, why don't you give him a few details?
Oh, my God. Do you know what's great about Squarespace? I just found out about these guys. Squarespace is amazing. By the way, okay, can we take just a moment? People seem to like it when you and I talk honestly about stuff. Do you know that somebody sent like a Nastagram tweet to me saying like, because on Frame Rate, you and I, we have all kinds of crazy ad reads, right? But on Frame Rate, I always pretend to have not heard of who the sponsor is, mainly because I don't look at who the sponsors are, and it's genuinely surprised which sponsor it is. And so I'm like, never heard of them. Go ahead, tell me about it, right? And somebody,
which by the way, I just exploited as I was looking at the Squarespace copy.
Well, at least you know it's not an act right now. Now you know. I genuinely have no idea who sponsors anything.
Because here we go. We're going to peel back the curtain a little bit. This is a little comedy. Hey, folks, you want to see where the comedy's made? Sure. Come on here. We got a little comedy factory back here. We're ginning it up. I make comedy in my bathtub. Sometimes I call pee in the water comedy.
Oh, sweetheart, did you make some comedy in the water? Let's get you out of there.
Oh, look at me. I'm a real comedian tonight. Okay. Here's the deal. Squarespace.com. In fact, 5-second pause because that was a little weird.
Okay, no, a little cleansing thing. You got like a racist joke you want to tell?
No, and that's the kind of thing you won't want to put on your Squarespace.
Now, okay, now people keep talking about the Squarespace, and I don't understand because I live alone.
Do you?
I do.
I thought you had a family, Brian.
They're all in my mind. We took 155 episodes to get to the point where I revealed that all of my family, there's a reason she's the invisible wife. It's because she never existed.
Exactly. You are like, it's like a bizarre Norman Bates scenario, except instead of a hectoring older woman for your mother, it's an entire family.
Exactly. So tell me about this Squarespace. What's so great about it?
Listen, like our pal R.L. Stein's, instead of port and poorly rolled blunts, they offer the very best mobile experience and 100% drag and drop functionality for all the customization tools. If you haven't seen Squarespace 6, seriously, work out and limber up and then kick yourself in the head so hard that your brain falls out the tiny little hole next to your eye.
Okay. That seems like that doesn't seem healthy. I would prefer our listeners.
It's not healthy. You know what's not healthy? Living without Squarespace. That's what. Want to go through life without a little Squarespace? What happens when it's a dark night? Huh? What happens when something breaks? You know? What happens when the old boogeyman, we like to call the lack of a drag and drop automatic resizing template that automatically gives anybody the best experience no matter what platform they're on, be it desktop, tablet, or phone. Huh? What happens when that happens? And Squarespace ain't there to protect you.
You cower?
Because I can say something that would happen, but we've already got yelled at for that word.
Touché, sir.
So I'll tell you what. Imagine unspeakable horrors that would happen to you if you don't have Squarespace. And then go on over there to squarespace.com. And when you check out, right?
Go on.
Offer code NSFW12. Brian, it's 12 because we are it's gone past 11.
12 inches.
And now it's 12. Also, you will get 12 turtle doves when you buy Squarespace, right? That's what the 12 stands for.
Dude, I'll tell you, there's an easy mnemonic if you think about this. It's NSFW 12, and just think 12 inches. It's a cinches, you benches, and then punch it in. NSFW 12.
You want to know what? That was actually the winning slogan of Barbecue with Felipe. 12 inches, inches, you benches. Barbecue with Felipe. Happy President.
12 inches, you
12 inches, you benches.
It's a cinches, you benches. Amazing. Thank you so much to our friends over at Squarespace.
Listen, and as always, other websites, they want that green. That sticky, sweet green in your pocket.
The dope, the pot that's legal.
No, not pot, Brian. Money.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's also green. I didn't think about that. Yes.
Also, it's sticky because you dumped maple syrup on it earlier today.
Right. Well, you said it's the sticky green in your pocket. I was just like, well, that's got to be.
No, because you got a little anxious with some French toast sticks. The next thing you know, you dumped the whole thing of maple syrup
and then all of a sudden,
on your wallet.
Jackson's frowning at you. Yeah. All right, fair enough.
So there we go. And they don't need it. 2 weeks without a credit card. Just go ahead and try it. Because that's faith, baby.
Yeah.
You got to have faith. Like George Michael. Don't do anything else George Michael did, but you do have to have faith.
You got to remember, he's not a downer. Barbituate Philippe. Right there in the Haiti.
There we go. Barbituate Philippe.
Hey, man. Can we make an announcement that that Star Search is over? Finally canceled after all these years?
Well, only if I can let everybody know that there was one magician who got 3.25 stars.
Wait, what did you just say? I did not understand anything you just said. What did you say?
The kid on the trampoline receives 2.25 stars.
It took me a second to realize you were doing a... Hold on. You know what? I also do an Ed McMahon Hold on, let me put the. Yeah. Do you know I did a gig with Ed McMahon? Did I ever tell you about this?
No, you didn't.
No, I legitimately am. I'm going to take off my Ed McMahon glasses because Ed McMahon shouldn't tell the story. It should be Brian Brushwood. Here we go.
No. Also, I like the fact that you started it with "I have an impression" and then you didn't do an impression.
Here, I'll put on both pairs of glasses. No, it was a corporate event where they were doing a bunch of it was like a faux late night talk show. And one of the segments they were doing was like a stupid human trick segments. And they had like their vice president of marketing be the host of the show. And so they needed some stupid human trick acts. And so I went to do it. But like the interview was, they hired Ed McMahon to come sit on a couch and just interview and talk about X, Y, or Z or whatever. And then, eventually they reminded everyone that enterprise software doesn't write itself. Now get out there and sell us some healthcare insurance. And so,
Yeah.
So I went out to, and literally the gig was like $800 to go just do the human crazy straw and then go home. But like,
Sure.
I'm hanging out backstage with Ed McMahon, who had watched me rehearsed, and I'm like, well, I don't know, it doesn't hurt or anything to do the human crazy straw, but I feel like, I don't know, should I kind of gag like it's hard? And then and Ed McMahon was just like, oh yes, no, you should gag. And then that's British, I guess. Ed McMahon. Hold on.
You know what it kind of sounds like?
Who?
Master Wayne.
He said he did. I remember it correctly. I was like, should I gag, Ed McMahon? And he goes, Master Brushwood, I once saw a man shove a tube down his neck, and he did not gag, and nobody cared. Please, Master Brushwood, I need you to gag. And I said, you got
People
it.
are asking, is that your Judi Dench? You do a great Judi Dench, they're saying.
It is Judi Dench.
All right, so Ed McMahon, where do we get? Oh, 3.25 stars. No, Star Search is over. Why are we talking about Star Search? I'm confused. I'm literally going to fall down.
Because, and you should be confused because you've gone without sleep all this time, and now finally it's all coming together. I've been putting the word out that I've been looking for a new assistant because OMG John Tilton, R.I.P. John Tilton, is heading out. And
BCT, Blue Cheese Tilton.
BCT is gone.
Crumbled, he vanished into a puff of steak that he owes me.
Well, yes, exactly. He vanished into a crumbly mound of stinky. Man, he did. You won that steak back, didn't you?
Oh my God, I spanked him. I was so right on that.
And
everybody, and there's a couple real wisenacres in the chat room, some of which are dead presidents, and others of which are P. Delahunty, that were really up my butt about how dumb I was about this bet.
And on top of
and
that,
I slammed it right in their butt.
By the way, I've never been happier for you to win this kind of thing because of your Pyrrhic victory, I'm back in the running. There's a chance I'm going to win the winter movie draft, and it's because Rise of the Guardian took a $110,000 dump right on Tom Merritt's career. He'll never lose this stink. There is future gigs that he'll never get because they found out how bad his movie tanked.
Yeah, no, it's a real pile of poop, and nobody likes it, and I called it.
Well, good for you. But anyway, so I opened up saying like.
Although apparently, I think it is nominated for an Oscar. It's probably going to be nominated for an Oscar.
Close enough, whatever. So I put the word out saying that we needed somebody else, and there was an
also
awesome...
Ben Franklin wasn't a president.
You know what? I wasn't going to point that out, so I was going to let that slide. I couldn't... Okay.
Oh, man. I'm just going to call this entire episode Whoopsie Doodle. There's also a campaign platform of me, Barbecue with Philippe. Whoopsie Doodle. Sticking of stitches, you benches. Barbecue with Philippe.
I love this idea. I think Barbecue and Philippe would be a hell of a candidate. So
hey, Brian.
Yes.
I want to reconnect with you. Remember, you were about to finish this story of your new search for an assistant.
Okay.
But
all right.
if we could,
but no,
we're
seriously,
going to reconnect because I'm getting a pretty poor frame rate over here.
Yeah, you and I should reconnect. I feel like it's been a long time. Okay, so we announced that I needed a new assistant because John was headed out, And first, a couple dozen resumes came in, and I'm like, I'm going to be really good. I'm going to respond to all of these. And I'm going to say, hey, thank you very much, et cetera, et cetera. Tag them, put them in a category. I'll go back and I'll review them later. And then a couple dozen more came in, and I'm like, I'll get to responding to all of these people. And then like a couple dozen more after that, and I'm just like, I'm just overwhelmed. And in the middle of it was building up, because the biggest problem is I need to pick somebody like right away, because once they're picked, I need to have 30 days for the companion pass on Southwest Airlines to transfer over for them. Otherwise, I have to pay like twice, 3 times as much for
travel.
travel.
This is the financial key to your business, is that you have a companion pass because you've flown so much on Southwest. Without this pass,
correct,
it's not financially feasible to do a lot of your gigs.
Correct. And like in the days before I was able to use the companion pass to take somebody on the road with me, I had to show up like 4 hours before shows and teach people all the cues for the show, and they'd screw them all up. Once I started traveling with an assistant, everything was awesome and all the way better. But this year there was a different twist. I was like, I want somebody who's media savvy. I want somebody who knows how to tell stories in a visual medium. Somebody who's interested in the various shifting directions of the gig. And at the tail end, as all these are coming in, somebody who I never in a million years thought would submit for it did. And
now, before you reveal something that I've said before, and I'm glad to see that you got away from this time.
You're gonna say it. You're gonna say it.
I oftentimes say that Brian is the American Doctor Who.
Yes.
In that, where Doctor Who finds young, very attractive British girls, slender British girls. Brian finds young, white, slender young men to take on the road and around the world to untold adventures.
Well, the good news, Justin,
you've broken the curse,
yes,
right?
No, I've bucked the trend. I finally went with somebody who was the opposite of my stereotype up until now. It's somebody who, the moment he submitted his resume, I was blown away. I was like, no way. This person has been there since the days of BB Live Show. And when you go to the BBpedia, bbpedia.net, like consistently, all the updates are made by this person. Somebody who once won. Did you win our? Hold on, let me. Did you win our 10-second movie challenge?
No.
Okay, somebody who entered repeatedly in the 10-second film festival.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, President Barbituan Philippe. I'm very excited to be on the road with you, Brian Brushwood.
I love
the inches, my pinches. President Philippe.
I love how like nobody knows what the answer is here. So it's somebody who, the moment I read, I was like, this person's been here for 4 years, one of the best contributors to the site, somebody who clearly knows how to make media, because that's something we want to expand, is the side of the business where we're doing live digital media. It's Tom Merritt.
Post Tech News Today, Tom Merritt. Is that right?
All right. Can I introduce to you the winner? And first of all, before I do, I should say to everyone who applied, I am
eat it
very much
big and bad.
Stop.
2 scoops to eat it.
Woo! Dude,
do me a favor. Pack it real tight in your pipe. Lay a little up top for the kindling, and then smoke it down.
All right, hold on.
How does that taste? Ooh, applicators. Don't be haters. Applicators. You the loser, my friend. Well, take a slow boat to go F yourself, Bill. Woo!
Look, let me just say that I feel
applicators.
I'll tell you who I feel really bad for: the people who applied, whose stuff just came in at the wrong time, and I never quite fully saw it. I have no doubt that there are a billion people who were amazingly qualified and had the heart and had everything. However, stop, Justin. However,
for those of you who can't see it, I'm putting my thumb down. That's a signal for bad.
I'm saying.
Yes. What Brian's trying to say is eat it. Put in between two pieces of bread and then put a pickle next to it because you're going to eat it, my friend.
Okay, I am saying that that somebody who...
That you're worthless if you applied and didn't get the job. That you scoured every single application. You looked through all of it and you found one diamond and you called me and you said, Justin, I have nothing but a steaming pile of crap. And yet only one man shows worth. That man is Mr. Brant Hughes, a.k.a. Gadawag from the chat room, somebody who's been following the show since before there was a show. Gadawag, who, when I think you see him in person and face-to-face, you'll agree I finally have entered I am
the man!
Oh, no. Oh, Brian. I think this one weighs less than Tilton and Chad combined.
I'm not seeing it because he looks robust to me. I feel like
I'm a wiry.
Don't say wiry, please, sweetheart. That's dude, I don't know why.
Actually kind of looks like if you went through one of those like 90s morphing softwares.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Dude, no, they nailed it. They said
John and Chad, especially when Chad had the longer hair.
Well, people are saying it's Chad and Shaun White combined, which I totally see. Do you ever get the Shaun White? I'm talking to you, Brant.
No, not really, but I can see where you're getting that.
All right, okay, real quick. When I shout Brant, like something goes wrong, and I just go, Brant! What do you think of?
Oh, probably that time I witnessed the drug murder of Brant.
No, you think of the Big Lebowski with Brant.
Oh, it was one or two. It was one or the other. It was one of either the time that I witnessed a man named Brant get murdered for his drug affiliation or the Big Lebowski.
Either way, but let me tell you, man, already we've had an amazing
pile of losers get delivered from the inbox.
Here, I'm going to go ahead and add the camera 5 over here. I'll add source 4. We'll make camera 3 right here. There we go. There's all 4 of us. So, like already, Brant and I have recorded the raw footage for the explanation video on the scam packs. He has been hustling it already from the beginning. And again, let me apologize to everyone who didn't get it. If it were up to me, I'd hire all y'all.
Don't apologize, Brian. That's not what you said on the phone. And I have the tape right here, actually. I can play it. I just need to cover my mouth, and I'll play the tape. The Brian Brushwood.
Here, just to make sure people know it's not me, I'll cover my mouth, too. Go
okay,
ahead.
All right, here we go. Here's the tape. Click. Hey, Justin, it's me, Brian. I really hate everybody else who applied. They stink like a pile of cheese. I'm going to go record an episode of Scam School where I give away their numbers publicly. It's me, Brian Brushwood. Call me back.
That's amazing. Is how I sound.
I mean, listen.
Can we do an
Tape
episode?
Don't lie, bro.
Can we do
Tape
an
don't lie.
Can we do an episode where you and me just
Especially
play?
that drug dealer Tape who murdered my friend Brant that I had to witness.
Can you and I do it an entire episode where all we do is play our personal voicemails to each other?
Sure. Why not?
So,
there we go.
Bad idea.
All right, Brant, listen. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, Justin.
You look like everybody else is hired, and I'm sure it'll go just as well. So I'd like to pre-congratulate you on you getting a better job in a year and a half.
God damn it, Justin, I hate you. And by the way, it should be pointed out that he got a media degree. He's got a background. He's gigging doing these other media things.
Yeah. So what were you doing? I mean, obviously we know you as a Diamond Club member, a chat realmer extraordinaire. You've done great work for us whenever we have silly contests and stuff like that. But what is your background?
Sure. So I went to community college and did some associative arts kind of stuff there.
All right, do me a favor. I'm sorry. Listen, this is your first directive. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
From now on, the story is I killed everyone who ever offended me. And then just from there on, just keep going.
Okay.
All right, so just take it from the top. So Justin asks you, how did you get here? And you say,
Oh, I killed everyone that offended me. First of all, then I did some music video stuff.
this is good. This is perfect. Keep that part exactly the way it is.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
So what, are you doing like shooting, post-production? What were you doing?
All of it, except for
one-man band.
Yeah. So I knew a guy in high school who was a musician, and he really needed a guy, and I chose not to kill him for some reason. So I decided to do his music video.
See, by the way, okay, real quick, Justin, this is you and me time. How much do you think the way Brett is handling this is based on watching Chat Realm take the initiative on defining Ninja Tilton as like Creeper John and all these things? He's like, I'm not gonna let that happen to me. I'm just gonna kill people.
No, he's putting on a very, very brave face. Listen, this is somebody that has obviously seen the circle of life happen twice before with people for whom he could apparently share clothes because he looks exactly like them.
He's totally different. He's like at least an inch shorter than these other guys.
Now, are you? Let's get a little inside the curtain on Brant. Where are you from?
Prosper, Texas, so just north of Dallas.
Man, why is it that every town in Texas sounds like there's somebody who does murder people? Like the whole like you murdering people things like if you said that was a joke before, but if you're like I murdered everybody who offended me ever since my first days, Prosper, Texas, I would believe it.
Yes. Well, okay, so I mean, yes, and I'm not gonna lie. Actually, the fact that he's here in Texas had a little bit to do with it because I did not. I mean, not that I don't love Mr. OMG Chad or John Tilton, but like John Tilton's all like, "What's up with the being so hot?" It's like I don't want you to complain about my state. It's like go back to Pennsylvania if you hate it.
Wow, Brian, dropping bombs. Blue Cheese is probably still in Austin.
He's probably listening downstairs, and so I could say, John, stop bragging on how hot it is. You ain't complaining now when it's 69 degrees in the middle of winter. Boom.
Well, are you excited to get on the road, Getaway?
Sure. Why not? You kill a lot of people on the road.
Now, aside from this murder hobby of yours,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I do want to ask you a question because the last two of Brian's associates
Died.
Let's say, as a hypothetical example, you guys are on the road at Northern Illinois University, and a young lass in a halter top comes up and says hi to you. What I would describe as the actions of Brian's previous two holders of this job would be to fall down and pretend like they were dead as if a bear was attacking them.
So how would you handle it, man?
How would you handle it?
This is good.
Let me see. How do I describe it? It's kind of like surfing in an oil spill. if
Go on.
If you know what I mean.
How so?
I don't know.
You can't set up the metaphor and not have a reason for the metaphor.
Well, it's kind of slippery. I don't really know what I'm doing. It can get a little messy.
Women love confidence.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fun. So
it's pretty good, actually. I'm going to give him full points on that response.
That's
all right,
good.
listen, you're this close from having the gig. You just got one more question. Justin?
Absolutely. All right. If you were going to murder Brian,
yeah.
Please tell me how you would do it.
Okay. Well, let's.
Please, creepily look at him the entire time. Don't break eye
I'm doing
contact.
that. Okay. If I had to kill him, well, first of all, I would wait a little while until I fully get his schedule down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, what's your impression of my schedule right now?
Right now, it's not as erratic as I know it will be.
Yeah, sure.
That's a very clever way of saying Brian's doing a lot of farting on his couch.
Go
I'm
on.
just catching a lot of farts these days.
All right, then by all means continue. Go for it.
Okay, so I would definitely have to kill you on the road. Right.
You think so?
Obviously. I mean,
Why is that?
I can't let the invisible wife or your kids find you. I have to, like, mail you to them, you know.
Wow, that was entirely
Wow,
too graphic.
I'll tell you what,
and
I
specific.
thought that it was going to be like, well, it's got to be an accident. But you're like, no. I'm still going to take credit. I just want to be able to mail them pieces.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
amazing.
I mean, if you want to tell stories, Brian, this is the best way to do it, right? There's drama in
No,
that.
you're right. This is
Yeah.
good. Can I show real quick? I think the thing that sold me on Brant was realizing that
You mean Butcher Brand?
Butcher Brant, my newest assistant. Oh my God.
EBs. It's B4, baby. B4. Brian Brushwood, Butcher Brand.
And so it was born. And it's like, there's some part of you, Justin, that knows for like a full-on fact that it's like, and I speak these words and they become truth for all
Roll
eternity.
that around a little bit, and then I'm like, that feels good. Fly away, Dove, so you never leave this poor man's life.
Good old Butcher Brant. All right, here, let me go ahead and capture this area. So if you go to Brant's, oh crap. Let me capture this. If you go to Brant's website, that's branthughes.com, you'll notice that he has a whole section dedicated. Waiting for it. There we go. He has a whole section dedicated to 10-second shorts. I'm trying to transfer over to it. Sit tight. And it's not going to load.
And go.
And go.
I'll tell you what, I'm liking Butcher Brand. Butcher Brand, he knows what's going on. Here we go. All right, so this is branthughes.com, and you have all of your 10-second film festival entries.
So, of course, this one we loved but did not win. I apologize for that. A short film. Handing over the presidency.
How do you respond, Mr. Stockman? You have 2 minutes. I told you to, pretend I'm not here.
My personal favorite, if all went well, this was our episode where we asked for visions of a dark vision of the future.
Oh god. What time is it? The future? No.
That was my pick for the favorite of that one. I'm surprised it didn't win.
I do to this day, hearing it again, my love for the no is rekindled.
But here's the thing. Somehow we missed this one for anything ghost. And apparently this was an entry that you and I both missed. Check it out. Did you see that one before, Justin?
I had never seen that. That's hilarious.
I don't know how
For the audio listeners, it says anything goes because our parameters for that festival was anything goes. And so he comes in a sheet and then sees that the theme is, in fact, anything goes, not ghost. And he slumps over dejected in a hilarious fashion.
So good. Look, man, I'm way excited about what everything brings, especially because it looks like we're going to try to do more and more media stuff as we move forward. In fact, I think my favorite moment was Brant and I were, I don't know, BSing about something or other, and I was saying, like, oh, dude, I've got to record the freaking video that explains what to do with the scam packs. And Brant was like, well, let's just go do it right now. And there was something about the words like let's, like a team, like let's you and me go do this thing that you are too lazy to do on your own. And I was inspired.
It was B4 was born.
Brian Brushwood and Butcher Brant taking on Murdering the USA. That's our new tour.
Very weird. Very weird that you said that.
Oh, by the way.
You want to know what is just killing it, Brian?
Yes. Is this t-shirt design made by Brant all these years ago. This little thing, you remember this guy?
Oh, holy crap! Really, you did that?
Yes,
You bet I
back
did.
in the day, the Pennsylvania Institute of Astrology. That was a Brant Hughes original from all so long ago.
Wow.
Sorry, but you were saying somebody else was killing it.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Let's
Brant,
make it.
that was
Look,
fantastic.
Butcher Brant ain't the only killer in town. We got other murderers.
No.
about.
In fact, listen, Butcher Brant. You did a great job with that. You want to know what? I know you're gonna make a little bit of money from Brian, and do me a favor, underline little. But you can go ahead and supplement that income by selling designs like that on a little clearinghouse called Pond 5.
Pond 5, hold on. Is Pond 5 the same stock media marketplace where you could get videos, photos, 3D models, sound effects, music, backgrounds, anything to make your
Beer
short
nuts,
movies look super
Actual
polished?
nuts, soup to nuts,
Yes.
Nutso Butzos, which is a candy bar sold in Turkey, and other things that aren't. Actually, none of those things
All
that are.
right. So here's the thing. First of all, Stock Media Marketplace, Pond 5, they're like our favorite thing on the world. You know what they're doing right now, Justin? They offer free 50 clips for free that you can use. You can steal them. You can use them to your heart's content.
Listen, your Pond 5, just like Brian said, they're giving away these 50 clips, okay? Now, a lot of you guys might have seen the clip that we played a couple weeks ago where with the Pope rap that was put together. The spinning vector graphic
of
record
the LP. Yeah, man. That was the best part. I mean, yeah, I guess your rapping was
Pond
dope.
5.
Yeah.
Now, like, how much garbage would that video look like without that? A lot of garbage.
It
That's
would look
the
an
answer.
awful lot like the NSFW episode upon which it was based, which is a lot of garbage.
Because you want to know what? It has a little sizzle. Man, you don't want a steak without a little sizzle. Get a little sizzle, Brian.
Go to
Why
the
don't
sizzle.
you come on in there?
Hang
Hey,
on.
Brian, don't have your steak just sitting there like a limp piece of fish.
No,
Yeah.
you're
Need a little
right.
sizzle.
I don't. But you know. But you know what I do want? What I do want is to see the new feature film. Have you seen the trailer for Smokey?
No.
Wait, are you serious? You haven't seen the trailer for Smokey?
No.
We were talking about this on Frame Rate. Here it is. The trailer for Smokey. Check this out.
Who watches Frame Rate?
Here whistle back. There, station manager. You said I got the pig eye, you got the pig eye. You got a whole pig eye. Just pig eye. With a rock out of line, the mighty road, the rock out of line, the road to ride. The rock out of line, the mighty road, you take it and take it and you go station on the rock island.
Dude, that was amazing!
That is amazing.
This is for you. Amazing work, Bill Meeks. Bill Meeks put together a trailer for Smokey, releasing in 2013. Dude, it's that's how easy that you can look like a total badass thanks to our friends over at Pond 5. Don't forget that if you make a movie, any kind of movie, using the clips that are for free at pond5.com, /NSFW? I'm making that up.
Burn5.com/NSFW is where you're going to need to go to get those 50 free clips.
Pond5.com/NSFW. There, I just went there. Look at that. And
By the way,
then,
did you see who the lyricist on that old John Smokey LP was?
no, who was it?
Old Hollywood Tom Merritt.
Hold on, this is actually sad. Let me go back.
With a rock out of line.
There we go. Spoons B23442 lyrics by Hollywood Tom Merritt. Papa Darn Ways No Weasel. Old John Smokey. That's amazing, man.
I'll tell you, it's about time that they did they did him justice. He is that's a biopic that'll be filled with songs and laughter.
Dude, I'll tell you what though, man. Like seriously, how much did you love this business right here? Oh, wait. There you go.
represent JC style. Jizzle with priest, we run this. Right, son. Peace of the Lord be with you, yo. What's in it for the Pope? Don't be calling no cardinals, no bishops. Dial me up, the Pope. Represent. I got that big old hat and an ass so fat. I'm the Pope. I'm the Pope. Get that red hat out of here. I'm the Pope. I'm the Pope. Yo, they call me Benedict. Girls are on my what? Oh, yes. It's on. P-O-P-E. I want to know where my money be. I'm the Pope. JC style. P-O-P-E. You know that I'm blowing trees. I'm the Pope. Legal in the Vatican, baby. I make the rules. Nation. All right, another beer. Another beer. Peace of the Lord be with you.
Dude, come on. You cannot tell me that the awesomeness of that opening roll doesn't make that clip, man.
We need to go to Pond 5 and say, look at these 8 hilarious clips that our fans did. We do that. Then we can get a little juice. A little juice, baby. Maybe get a few more clips out there. We do more funny videos, okay?
Yes. And
Let's
by the
make
way,
this into a fruitful relationship. And by fruitful, I mean cantaloupes. I mean kiwi. The quince. The passion fruit.
I mean, also, we make the money and they don't, right? That's the other part of fruitful you were talking about?
No. I mean, everybody makes a little money. You go on over to Pond 5. You spread a little coin on there. It's going to be a fun time.
All right. Fair enough. Hey,
First
man.
place gets the $60 that we put up at the end of last week's episode.
That's true.
Second prize?
Steak knives.
Second prize?
Steak knives.
Quarter cup of my drank coffee.
Quarter cup. What's third prize, Justin?
Third prize is Butcher Brant murders you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. It matters a lot that there was no hesitation. He heard Butcher Brant and he was like, yeah.
I want those steak knives.
To stab you with. Here, can you give us some of that? Just be like, I want those steak knives to stab you with.
I want those steak knives to stab you with.
That's good. This is delicious.
That's frighteningly good.
It's all of a sudden
I
I'm
think I just got a boobo.
This what, a murder boner? Is that what that was?
Maybe.
You're like, hey man, I ain't judging. What?
Ryan?
What?
You're not gonna put my stuff out there in the street.
Yeah, man. Did you see the NSFW news is out?
What?
Yeah, bro. I'm clicking on it. Right there. Coffee up, a hose down. Claims gang star Dr. Price. New assistant reveal.
It's actually really funny.
It's way good. Unfortunately, none of the audio listeners.
No, the audio listeners. You want to know what? Just, keep yourselves occupied, audio listeners. Why don't you just go ahead and play Cat's Cradle with yourself?
Oh, dude. Okay, we played this in the pre-show, but this is one of the weird moments. I kind of want to play it again. Did you listen to the word salad that was made out of our conversation last week with Greg Grunberg?
I did. Now this is Neshcom.
Yep, it is. It's Nesh Complex. He goes by other names on Twitter, which I don't remember because you got to have 85 goddamn different names on the internet. But check this out. This is from last week's episode.
Let me just take everybody into a fun little tour of the internet.
Brain.
Fun little tour.
And go, it's lovely here. Do whatever you want.
Well, that's what they want to hear.
Go crazy.
That's what they want to hear. You take the viewer and you put him in your world.
But I have never gone front to back.
Should you ever? Hey!
Once they're exposed to it, it's like,
massive props.
I get nothing out of this. Once they're exposed to it, it's like,
massive props.
I get nothing out of this.
The internet is this fertile ground,
which is pornographic in its own right.
Whoa!
$75.
Whoa!
And then he's given the finger, and he has a gun to his head that goes click. which is
pornographic in its own right. You take the viewer and you put him in your world.
But I have never gone front to back.
Should you ever? Hey!
Once they're exposed to it, it's like,
Massive props.
I get nothing out of this. Once they're exposed to it, it's like,
Massive props.
I get nothing out of this. Once they're exposed to it, it's like,
Massive props.
I get nothing out of this. Once they're exposed to it, it's like,
Massive props.
I get nothing out of this.
My life is complete. See, this is where we need to go.
I'm gonna draw it by memory and sell copies of it on Venice Beach.
How many sweet people there are? I mean, how many sweet people there are?
Goodbye, a-hole.
Hype man.
Woo!
Right.
That's not what we're supposed to do.
All right, Justin. So a bunch of people, the moment they heard this, they were like, "Oh, it's got to be a B-side for Night Attack 2." Which, by the way, we definitely are working on. Can we have like a team meeting here and say kind of where we're at as far as all the developments and that kind of thing?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and update everybody. I was actually trying to remember this. Was Night Attack 1 this year or last year?
Night Attack 1 came out a year ago this month? Last month?
Was it December, November?
It was November, I believe, last year. People are very upset to remind us about when it came out.
Man, I'm sorry. I only just did the goddamn album. I didn't buy it.
Yeah, man. Look, man, don't judge us. We don't judge you.
So, all right, if we want to run, all right. So we did Night Attack. Night Attack was very, very successful and amazing, and we loved it, and it was fun, I think, for everybody involved, and hopefully the people who bought it. We shortly after that, I came out to Austin, and we planned over like the series of 4 days to record a lot of stuff, and we did. The problem,
but after the plans happened, something got thrown in our lap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were both hired in different positions, Brian as host and me as writer, for a show called The Facts of Life. No, Game On.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have Game On with Brian and Veronica Belmont.
So what happened is all of a sudden we are writing and acting and shooting in like sketches and stuff, and since I'm there now, it's also an opportunity for me to like direct the sketch, which is something that I had always.
We spent your entire like I flew you out to Austin so that we could start doing this, start recording Night Attack 2, and then during that whole time, we shot like 2 sketches wherein I got dressed up as a hobo, and we shot a bunch of stuff, and I went crazy. We did another thing where John Tilton was a sexy lass who was murdering people and driving around in the car as we were shouting at him as he was smoking a cigar. Yeah. Unfortunate it was.
Well, and so the time that we would otherwise, like normally what we wanted to do was just like wake up and just start recording and just get a ton of stuff and then hopefully be able to pare it down into funny things.
Yes.
Unfortunately, what happened is we shot Game On stuff all day, and by the end of it, we're like, okay, number one, all we've done is try to be funny all day. Like, we don't really feel particularly funny. And also, it was also like drinking time.
Oh,
so by
dude.
the time that we were recording, we were both very drunk.
Well, and also not interested in being funny so much as interested in impressing each other with our tales of idiocy. So it's like there's a weird, almost hostile tone to most of the tracks that we recorded on Night Attack 2.
And a lot of them are very funny. Like, I've gone back and I've listened to it a couple times.
Okay,
like,
can we go ahead and set the over-under? Like, fully 50% of them are about boners in some regard. Whether touching...
I would go over.
Boners
factor in to like a solid 80%.
It's nothing but boner talk.
And 100% of the ones that will probably make the album.
Yeah. Well, which is why we realized that we need to, and unfortunately, like there was one really good idea that involved like, hey man, what would you do if you ever wanted to become like a motivational speaker? And I laid out this whole plan, and then halfway through laying it out, I was like, holy crap, I think I want to actually do this. Cut this. And I shut off the recording. So look, the point is, we need to balance things, and we're trying to think of like a sun and moon kind of yin and yang 2011, 2012 moment thing for this one.
Yeah, we want to make the melancholy and the infinite sadness of two guys talking to each other comedy records.
Yes.
That's basically what we want to do. So what we're going to do is, in fact, maybe it should be it. It's going to be melancholy
and the infinite sadness of comedy records featuring Bri and the Gerbs. Yeah.
And so we're going to have one that's completely full of boner jokes, another one where we just discuss insurance fraud.
Well, and the flip side is, that was what it was with Digital Underground. They had their album Sex Packets, which was side A was the safe side, side B was the sex side. So we'll do the same thing.
Sure.
But the reason I brought it up is because why not have stuff like these tracks be like the whole third side to it? Why don't we have a third side? Why don't we have side 1, side 2, and then the rest be all awesome remixes like these word salads?
The Neshcom stuff. Something that we had talked about with Night Attack was that, like in the grand tradition of comedy albums, like there is regularly a musical element. Like there are great sketch comedy albums like Adam Sandler's done, and like Chris Rock has done, stuff with like sketch interludes and stuff like that all have, musical stuff, and like that would be a perfect fit for Night Attack. So I would like to, can we go ahead and extend the offer to Neshcom that we'll give Neshcom the unfinished, he has to be sworn to secrecy.
Whoever wants to paint something together, and is willing to be sworn to secrecy, then hit us up on email. However, you realize that
I want to restrict it right now.
Really?
I want to give Neshcom a crack.
You don't want to let Soundwave have no IT alter.
No Soundwave. Yeah, no. I'm like, guys who have done stuff for us in the past, sure. If you got bona fides, I just don't want, old, barbiturate Philippe to roll up in here asking to get the album for free.
All right, fair enough.
The R.G. Bradbury. I'll do it, he said, just to get a copy.
Yes, exactly. You realize what I'm afraid this will become. It's like anything musical, because you rightly so have pointed out that there have been a number of albums where the one music track thrown on at the end has been what everybody remembers about it. But unfortunately, I don't know how well those age. Like, I think about this. Do you know what that is?
No.
Really?
Go on.
You don't know what that is?
Oh, the Boogie in Your Butt. Yeah.
Boogie in Your Butt. Yeah. This is a whole song about stuff you can stuff up your ass.
That's great.
Is it?
I mean, are you not laughing right now? I'm sorry, Brian. I don't know what it's like in your weird world where laughter equals not something that you want to do on a comedy album.
People are saying it's the best song ever, so maybe that is what we want. That's our legacy. 30 years from now, it could be... Put your Brant in our butt.
Now, I will say this, that there are a couple tracks on the album that I would have been totally okay with going forward that I've since gotten a little gun shy on.
Oh, really? Wait.
Yeah, I kind of want to pull back on.
You want to share one of those? Because you put the hard sell on me for some of these.
Wait. Like, on that I demanded to have them on there?
Well, yeah. I'm wondering if they're the same ones, because like there are ones where like, oh, yeah, bro, it's perfect. It's art. This is the Beatles. We're bigger than the Beatles and Jesus combined. And I was like, I don't know. And I'm wondering if those are the same tracks.
If it's a story about you, then no. If it's a story about me, then maybe.
Oh, dude. Don't you take away the thrice foolishly story.
Nah, I'm getting a little.
Oh, come on,
The more
dude.
I think about it, the more I'm like,
Can I say the title of the track? Because the title of the track is decided.
What?
Can I say the title of the track for the one that I think you're talking about? That because it's one of the few times where I think it should be the punchline for the track or for the joke should be the title of the track.
All right, go ahead and say it.
Gay probation.
Yes.
Is that the one that you're worried about?
A little bit.
So good. So good. You know what? Here, in exchange, I will figure out a way to draw Bonnie in for an equally awkward conversation on my end.
What do you mean, draw Bonnie in for? All right, well, here, listen.
Well, because I'm not gonna just randomly confess something awesomely awkward. But if I get Bonnie in here, like she could be all like, and he thought he was so hot and he looked like a chipmunk the whole time, or whatever. That was my impression of Bonnie, by the way. That's how she talks.
That's a really good one. It seemed like she was there. Now people are saying Jerry was on 30-day gay probation and they wouldn't let him stay. No, that wasn't it.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite track in the whole thing. If you want to keep Special Massage the way it is right now, I'm going to demand that we keep gay probation the way it is.
There'll be a discussion. I think more than anything, I want to obscure names more.
Oh my God.
I think that's really what makes me. I'm not worried about embarrassing myself. I just don't want, because if again this becomes the success that the last one was, which is not out of the realm of possibility. Like, I don't want to like have it like, oh yeah, by the way, I told that story and I used your name. LOL.
Oh sure. Well, and because there was a bit of that in the last album as well. There was like, well, I wish your co-host hadn't said this thing about me.
Oh yeah, Uncle Bilbo was upset that Brian called him a pedophile.
Okay, in the context, I was I say fantasizing. I was running off on a flight of fantasy. There's no excuse. Tell Uncle Bilbo I say I'm sorry.
I've apologized profusely, and he's still kind of upset.
Well, whatever, dude. It's like me making a. I didn't know who he was. I'd never read him.
I know.
All right.
All right. Well, you want to know what? I think that brings we've hit the end of our show notes, so I think we're wrapping it up here.
We put a lot of effort into this episode. We want to thank the Butcher Brants.
I've been crafting the shiv while you guys were talking.
It's time to go and I'm so depressed and I'm gonna spend the rest of the week in bed.
I love that it's a real thing.
NSFW.
Hold on. For the first time ever, I forgot that we have a minute movie draft. Hold on, movie draft minute. Let's hear it. Go.
Welcome to Movie Draft Minute for the week of December 3rd, 2012. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. With 4 more movies left, can you believe we're this close to the end of the draft? Here comes this week's rankings. Tom Hanks in 6th place with $116.6 million. Padre Robert Balassar's in 5th place with $195.4 million. Justin Robert Young's in 4th place with $229.3 million. Scott Johnson's in 3rd place with $298.6 million. Sarah Lane's in 2nd place with Killing Them Softly, bringing in $6.8 million this week, bringing her total to $307.4 million. And holding in 1st place with $387.5 million, it's Brian Brushwood. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of December 3rd, 2012.
Dude, can I just say, first of all, thank you very much to Roberto Villegas, not only for doing the Movie Draft Minute along with Blender MF, but also the fact that, did you know that Roberto physically drove out to my house to help us assemble the scam packs? Like,
no!
we're so swamped.
He's the best. 404 is the best.
No, Vincent 404 is amazing, and I guess I should go ahead and point out that if you aren't interested in doing the scam pack thing, if you know somebody who digs Scam School, then we just ordered enough parts to make about 300 more of them, but you have to get your order in by the 12th. That's 8 days from today as we record this. And then if you get it in by the 12th, then we'll be able to make it happen for you. But it's amazing, dude. It's like I'm so excited. Now that all of them are arriving and the glasses have not shattered, we figured out a way to pack everything to do it. It's got everything has a personal touch. My daughters helped assemble everything. I'm very excited about it. But separately, let's talk about the draft.
Okay.
Because you earned yourself a steak from one John Tilton.
I did.
I sincerely think that I have a chance to win this go-round.
I think you got a pretty good shot. So is Sarah tapped out or does she have one more?
I don't know. Let me jump it in. I'm going to go to draft.nsfwshow.com. Here's what Sarah has. Sarah has Red Dawn Killing Them Softly. She is out of movies. So she's in number 2 at that point. Scott still has Les Mis, but the question is Les Mis going to make $90 million? No way.
I don't know.
Really? Okay, so we'll put Scott is still in it.
I'd say Scott's in the running. To me, Scott's in the running more than Tom is.
Okay, all right.
Scott to me is your chief person.
Zero Dark 30. Okay, but here's the thing. I'll
tell you what. I don't think I'm like out.
No, I don't think you are either. This will be the closest of all of the movie drafts we've had so far.
Because what am I back now? You're tapped.
Yes,
so you're
correct.
not going to go much past what you are now. What are you at now?
I'm at 388. However, Lincoln was in the top 3 and made $1 million today. So you figure it's got $1 million. I think I'm going to drift over 400 million total, which means when it comes to Tom, Tom is totally out of movies. All he has is The Hobbit, and The Hobbit to surpass me has to make $290 million, which I don't think it's going to do.
I don't know. The reviews are good on it. People seem to be ready to return to Middle Earth. We will see, but it is going to be tight. I kind of like my chances. Although I think we're gonna get Les Mis. I think Scott's gonna dream a dream tonight that he has won the movie draft.
Oh, you think he's really got the goods? $90 million for Les Mis. The last Les Mis only made like $40 million.
No singing though.
Yeah.
In that one, it was like people bitched about it. Like this is going to be like I would judge it more by like Chicago or like a super popular star-laden musical like that.
How much did Chicago make?
I don't know. I'm going to take a wild guess at 130 million.
Okay, let me try. Box Office Mojo. Box Office Mojo. Hold on. I'm going to call it up. We're going to call you out. See if you're right. Lincoln keeps making like $1 million a day, man. That's huge.
Yeah, but so is Bond and what's it called?
No. Oh wow, Chicago made $170 million.
See, that's what I would compare it more to than like the last Les Mis.
Yeah, that's rough. All right, that's fair enough. I'll tell you what, Brant, Butcher Brant, you got anything you want to say before we wrap things up?
I love you guys. I'm so happy to be part of the team now.
Are you?
Very seriously, Brant, welcome aboard, buddy.
Thanks, Justin.
Yes. What's your Twitter so that everybody can follow you?
At Gatowag. That's GATOWAG.
Gatowag. GATOWAG. Love you guys. Do me a favor. See you next Tuesday.
Nine of fire.
Robert Young for even a little while. Oh, NSFW. I love you. Oh, NSFW.